Hello, YouTubes, and welcome to another edition of The Casual Word. I'm your host, Langley, and today we're going to get back into your quiet time. This is for May 18th, 2018. Think yourself happy, and it is indeed a source of immense profit. Godliness accompanied with contentment, that contentment which is a sense of inward sufficiency, is a great and abundant gain. It's 1 Timothy 6:6. If I am discontent, I get upset easily. But if I choose to be content, no matter what is going on, then my emotions remain balanced. Our thoughts have a lot to do with our moods. Some thoughts improve our moods and increase our level of contentment, and others send our moods spiraling downward, making us unhappy and discontent. We can think ourselves happy, we can think ourselves sad. How we talk to ourselves also affects our emotions. So if we talk to ourselves properly, we can stay content and emotionally stable. Trusting God at all times is a pathway for contentment. Even if we do not have all we want, we can trust God that He will provide what is right for us in His perfect timing. Power thought is, God is all sufficient. When I seek Him, I find contentment. Guys, as always, that's out of the Joyce Meyer Power Thought Devotional. Now we'll get into our Tao book. Scholasticism. Ocean inside a skull cup, seeking the universal code in letters. The mind is like a flower on icy water, an eye within the petals. The intellect is one of the most thorniest problems for a spiritual aspirant. One cannot do without it. Indeed, it is essential, and yet one cannot allow it to remain totally dominant. The intellect must be fully developed before it is brought to a point of neutrality. Unless this is done, it will act as a block, and there will not be any ultimate spiritual success. Scholarship is thus an important first step. Education, a means of gaining access to the conventional world, of satisfying our curiosity, and of avoiding superstitious tendencies. There can be no talk of delving into philosophical mysteries if one has not even satisfied one's curiosity about nature, civilization, mathematics, and language. But once mental cultivation is achieved, one must focus increasingly on the part of the mind that is far beyond the scholarly. The intellect uses discrimination, categorization, and dualistic distinctions in highly sophisticated ways. By contrast, spiritual contemplation involves no discrimination, no categorization, and no dualism. So it has very little need for scholasticism. It is pure action that requires a totality of our inner beings. It needs pure involvement, not mere study. The proper use of the intellect is to give it free play, develop it to an extraordinary degree, and yet to leave it behind when spiritual action is required. A sage knows how to balance and combine both. So guys, the mind is the most powerful tool that we have at our disposal. We know that we must practice faith, whatever your faith system is, having a belief in something higher than ourselves. But to be practical and have practical application, our mind is the most powerful thing that we have at our disposal. So just as Joyce Meyer was saying about thinking positive thoughts, talking to yourself positively, being able to speak goodness into your life, into other people's lives, is all very true. And your mind controls your emotion to an extent on how your day is going to go from the moment that you wake up. Likewise, in our Tao book, talks about similar aspects of how the mind operates and using the mind to solve complex issues and different things, but also not letting the mind be a barrier to spirituality or to things that lack understanding by conventional wisdom. So it is a balance and a combination that you can use your mind for great and wondrous things, but don't only use your mind. Your heart, your emotions, all that plays a factor into your humanity, into your makeup. So try to, as we talk about all the time, study everything, cultivate your mind, but also be loving, be caring, be kind. Try your best to be happy, to speak good things into your life, into other people's lives, because that's very much a part of how we can live and live to better ourselves and live to better others. So, guys, this is your quiet time. Think on these things. Think on what changes you can make in your mind to change the positive outlook for the rest of your day and the rest of your life. I'm your host, Langley. Until next time, stay blessed.